Hello everybody and welcome to Tracy Connolly's Poetries. I was recently asked by one of my followers here, would I write about Auschwitz? Now that was a very big topic and it was just fortunate for me that I found an article on the Sunday Independent. It was on the 30th of August 2020 and it was a very interesting article about a human life experience from Dr. Edith Eger. She had experienced an hell and back in Auschwitz. Her parents and herself were taken, and her sister, and they were brought to the camp, and they endured horrendous experiences. So I'm going to read a little bit about the article that I have right here, so that you can understand a little bit about the poem that I'm going to recite afterwards. In May 1944, 16-year-old Edith Eger stepped out of a filthy cattle wagon onto a platform filled with Nazi guards. Prisoners in striped uniforms and snarling dogs were there. She had arrived at the most dangerous place on earth, Auschwitz. Waiting on the platform was Dr. Joseph Miguel, the so-called angel of death, who surveyed the terrified crowd with a baleful glare. Immediately, Edith was separated from her father, who was sent away with the other men. She and the other women were forced into a lineup. I was put in a line with my mother and sister. He pointed my mother to the left and my sister to the right. He asked me if my mother was really my mother or was she my sister. I replied truthfully because I didn't understand the meaning of the question. If I had said she was my sister, she would have been sent with me, but instead she was sent to the gas chamber. I had so much survivor's guilt about this moment. It is painful to remember. Edith's mother was just one of the 1.1 million people, primarily Jews, who died at Auschwitz, the most deadly and efficient of the Nazi death camps, which were dotted through rural Poland during the World War II occupation of the country. Most were killed immediately on arrival by being herded in large rooms which had openings in the ceilings through which Xylon B, a deadly pesticide pellets, were dropped by Nazi guards. The strongest tried to batter the doors or climb the walls towards the opening in the ceilings. The weakest, mostly children and old people, were often crushed to death even before the poisonous fumes claimed their lives. After each mass killing, each day as many as 15,000 men, women and children were murdered in this fashion at Auschwitz alone. So I just read a piece there and I would like to read another little piece, but before I go on, I'm going to just show you the front of this paper that I'm holding. They sent my mother to the gas chamber and I blamed myself. And if you can see that there, and Edith is actually underneath it, and there they are lined up. And that was the old picture, the black and white one, and that's Edith. And they sent my mother to the gas chamber and I blame myself. Now, Edith Eger blames herself, but it was going to happen anyway. And she does carry that today because it's very sad, because she blames that if she said her mother was her sister, she would have went with them, but she was sent to the gas chamber. But like I say, it was meant to happen on that day and it happened, and it's very, very sad. There's another part here where Edith says at the end, Auschwitz was my classroom, a place where I was forced to adapt and improve myself. And that, in a strange way, was a gift. Now, she's a published author of The Choice and the recent publication of The Gift, and they're really beautiful books and you should get them. And you should try and get this article online, August the 30th, 2020, on Sunday Independent. It's a really, really, really good read. She was a dancer, and that's why she was going to the Olympics as well, and they ruined her dream. So she was made dance for the Germans. They knew she was a great dancer, so that was kind of keeping them busy over there with Edith, that she was kept probably alive because of her great dancing skills, and she probably would have been an Olympic winner if she had got there, but that was ruined. But all ends well for Edith, which is known as Eddie now. that her life is beautiful now, and she's living her life in a very positive way. And I suppose that's the way we should all think. As she says, I thought my life was over. We grieve not what happened, but what didn't happen. So there you go. Now I'm going to read the poem, which was asked by one of my followers, Colm O'Connor, to find something on Auschwitz. And so I hope he likes it, and I hope everybody else likes it too. Okay. Auschwitz. I tried to keep my spirits high as I plunged my life into gymnastics. The scene was set for the Olympic team, but then crushed for being a Jewish dream. Transported like a herd of animals in a filthy cattle wagon tip. A platform filled with Nazi guards and prisoners standing hip to hip. The angel of death stared on as the terrified crowd were sanctioned. A father summoned to the males, and a mother I should have called sister. My story needs to be heard, like a giant wave needs its landing. A Nazi camp in World War II, with a hatred of Jews all the way through. The Holocaust rings of German genocide, with local collaborators helping to fuel. In a town of Cassis, I was innocent, and anti-Jewish sentiment around me loomed. So many killings in so many ways, but one that strikes a deep chord. From pesticide pellets with poisonous fumes, they climb the walls knowing their doom. Being whipped with a dog leash for wanting to urinate. These scenes will always strike in my mind. But knowing the girl who hit me was suffering, I forgave her as my heart was kind. The murders in camp still haunt me today, as do the words from Capo, your mother's burning. A feeling of devastation and pain saturated my heart, as my sister whispered, the spirit is never apart. My survivor's guilt strongly lingers within. My pain is too much to remember. The lessons I've learned no one should bear, as I rebuild my life while gasping for air. I know that these memories will forever stay, like the child that closed her eyes to dance, whisking her mind to an opera house in Budapest, while hoping her life would get a second chance. Thank you. And thank you for that article from Edith Eger, who was so brave to share with us. And I hope she actually likes my poem when she hears it. On a different note, next Friday night on the 16th, I will be sleeping outside in my back garden for the homeless in Ireland. And I hope you can join me. There's a programme online if anybody wants to register themselves and wants to sleep out the back garden and donate very little, or don't donate a huge amount, whatever you want to donate. Be nice to just donate. And I will be sleeping out there with my partner Padraig, and we will go live on the 17th at 5 in the morning, and I will be reciting another poem for the homeless. And I hope you can join me live at 5 a.m. on the 17th. Until then, thank you for listening to Tracy Connolly's Poetries, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.